Viva and Alex Auder. So Alex, what did you think of Lions Love?
I loved it. My mom I think the problem is that we've only seen the first 20 minutes, which, you know, before you get to the rhythm, it's a bit, I don't know, hard to say. And my mom's always like, I hate it. And so she left for a little while, and then, yeah, I had no idea that the whole second half, it was incredible. And so potent for our time now. Yeah.
Was it because it has the great line, to entertain them, do we have to bore ourselves? Which is my favorite.
Yeah,
Is that what she was trying to protect
The children
you from?
stuff was brilliant. Oh my God, that was, I had no idea that was in there.
I missed it.
But then when you came back, my mom was like, that's who you were naming all the kids. Who were they?
Oh my God, Bob Rafelson's Little Girl and Boy, and the little girl died from I'm gonna cry, water heater exploding, and Aspen, I feel so bad, and I even see her. Anyway.
How did you first meet Agnes Varda? How did that kind of
I
come
was
about?
in Rome with Alex's father, Michel.
He's the one who was swimming naked behind the glass. That was my dad.
I think it was
We
Rome.
recognized his penis.
And Alex's father, Michel, I was going out to see Fellini for Satyricon, and he said, oh, he's not hip.
He's French.
He's so unhip. Nobody liked him anymore. So I didn't want to be unhip, so I didn't go. And then I met Agnes, and she said, I want you to be in this film, and Michel said, nobody like her. She is not even French. She is Greek. And I said to my sister Mary Beth, who was there, yeah, Michel doesn't want me to. Oh, she said, don't listen to him. Don't be ridiculous. Go to New York. So I took Michel with me, and he was so awful during the shoot. He was just constantly complaining about Agnes. I mean, it was just a nightmare. And then Jerry Ragney was constantly high and saying, Agnes, you're filming me in the bathroom.
So do you know who the two guys were? They were
frizzy hair.
No, tell them they were the hair. They were.
Yeah, they wrote and acted in Hair. It was a
In
Broadway
Hair.
musical called Hair.
Were they also in the movie? They were, right?
Was there a movie?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I think we have to look it up.
Was there a movie?
Definitely.
Was there a movie?
There was certainly a movie in Hair.
Oh my
yeah.
God, I don't remember. What? Were they in it?
I wasn't.
I don't know. They were
Look that one, but
not in it.
Not in it. Okay, by that time they were probably my age now, 80, you know? So,
But
Anyway.
how was Agnes as a director compared to, say, Warhol and that gang?
Good question.
well, Warhol didn't direct.
Sure.
You know, he would say, do that over again, and I would realize, I was told by Paul Morrissey later that he said, do it over again because he ran out of film. Whereas Agnes was, you know, a real stickler. She was like tougher than a man. She was really tough. And it really was a script. It wasn't really improvised at all. I guess I don't know why I said it was improvised.
Oh, there was no improvisation?
No, maybe a little bit, but
But
mostly.
when you did your speech at the end, that was improv.
Oh yeah, that was improv. And Carlos Clarence wrote the script, and he wasn't, you know, speak about not being even French. He wasn't even American. He was Cuban. What did he know? So he just bitched all the time about Agnes. And for Agnes, I apologized to her later. I went to a film festival in Vienna. They asked me to go, and I was making a movie at the time with Paul, and he said, oh, go to Vienna. I'm going to call them and tell them to give you a 10-day vacation. And I said, I hate vacations. I hate staying in hotels. But no, go to Vienna. So I went to Vienna, and I said the only reason I came was to apologize to Agnes for being such a bitch when we made Lions Love, because that's what they were showing in Vienna. They had wanted me to come to appear for Blue Movie the year before. They called me when I was in the local diner in the Thousand Islands. I said, look, my father just died. I just buried him. I just ripped up a whole huge house, wall-to-wall carpeting to sell it. I can't get on a plane and go to Vienna, sorry. So the next year they said, oh, come and for Lion's Love. So she was really pissed off that I apologized to her, because then everybody knew we didn't get along.
I mean, did you feel connected to the world that she was trying to portray?
No, not at all.
Right.
Not in the least. You know what, I look at that, you know, I really don't know the middle of the film, because I haven't seen it since it was made, because I always have to walk out after 20 minutes. And then I walked in during the kids scene, and I said, oh, that's not bad at all. And then it got better and better, and I said, this isn't such a bad movie, I should look at the whole thing. Criterion sent me a whole package, you know, and I finally got a thing to stick in my computer where you can actually look at a DVD, so I decided I better go home and look at it. Anyway, what was I going to say? I forgot.
You came full circle. You ended up liking it.
Yeah.
Oh, but you weren't connected to the time.
Oh yeah, not connected. Okay, here's my theory. Anya sort of made a combination of Hair, a Warhol movie, and a Godard movie. You know how Godard, the movies, they always look like it's a toy set for some reason? I always say, and you know, when I met him, I meant to ask him that, but he was so crazy, I couldn't even talk to him. And I could have met him in Paris, you know, and Louis Waldman would get so mad at me, why don't you go over and introduce us to Godard? And I'd say, oh, I don't know, and can't do it. And then the next time I met him in San Francisco, Francis Coppola's Jean-Luc Godard, you know, he used to say, I mean, Jean-Pierre Gorin, he'd say, I am not Jean-Luc Godard, I am Godard Gorin, or something like that. He was his political mentor. And Coppola's mentor, I forgot his name, his theory was electricity is the devil. So
That's yours as well.
Mine as well, now that I know it is. But it is the devil. Anyway, so Alex, your movie was so funny. I never saw it before. I just saw a few, you know, bits when you first put it online years ago. I said, get that movie offline. I look like such a messy housekeeper. That kitchen is just awful. And you said, Mom, people are going to say, oh, she's such a perfectionist with her painting, and you didn't leave that in, right?
Well, Tabitha forced us to cut it to 20 minutes. It was twice as long, but it's actually better this way.
Yeah, it's much
we decided.
better. No, it's
So
good now.
Our co-editor helped us out.
Fantastic,
There's a
Tabitha.
lot of good stuff that's happening.
No, great. No, I was obsessing on a corner of a painting, and while they're taking paintings out, and I'm saying, that's wet, be careful of that, that's wet. And I said, Alex, that kitchen, how could you do that to me? And she said, oh, I wanted people, you know, I wanted to show people that you're a perfectionist with your painting, but you don't care about the rest of your life. And I said, oh, sure, they're going to be really smart. And I said, oh, look at that. She's such a perfectionist.
Watch my Instagram stories, because you can see her present-day kitchen in Palm Springs. But she got upset that we're always showing her messy house, and Nick said, you know, that just shows that she's not a victim of the patriarchy, and she just does her art and doesn't give a shit about the kid.
What were you trying to capture about Viva in your film?
What did you say? Yeah, that, and yeah, a little bit of that, and yeah, kind of the intensity of an obsessive genius, an obsessive artist.
OCD.
Yeah, and the absurd hilarity of it, and you know, can have dark undertones, which can happen at times, but also really touching, charming, you know, between me, Gabby, Nick, and you. We've had a lot of little road trips together, and they can turn both bad and beautiful at the same time.
You had another quite legendary filmmaker in Lion's Love that's quite a connective tissue from today.
Shirley, oh my God, we were best friends in the Chelsea Hotel.
I should explain, Shirley Clarke is the kind of actress in this film who kind of plays Agnes Varda, but was also sort of legendary filmmaker in her own right, and was a tutor at UCLA and tutored a lot of the LA Rebellion directors that were speaking earlier today.
And it was so cool to see that back to back, the LA Rebellion, incredible movies and presentation, and then see Shirley. It was, brilliant, Tabitha. But yeah.
I missed it, damn it. I was washing my hair. I mean, this reminds me of who? I said to my friend, a friend of mine in Palm Springs, you'll get what you're seeing, shadows in your eyes, you're seeing bright lights, let me take you to the emergency room or you'll lose your sight. She's like, I'm washing my hair. And I said, come on, we've got to go to the hospital. She did lose her sight in that. I'm washing my hair. Anyway, I was washing my hair. I didn't know they were going to appear.
We got it on video, I'll send it to you.
Oh, great, because Shirley was so great. And now she's gone.
Did you know her before the shooting, or did you know
Oh, yeah.
her film?
Yeah. Well, I guess since Shirley's dead, I can let the secret out that she was a heroin addict for a while there, and so was Alexandra's father. So he, not you, no, your father. He didn't shoot, he snorted.
Just snorted, smoked and snorted.
So
Keep it light.
Keep it light, right? So he and Shirley got together over their drug habit.
But I remember Shirley's being, wonderful, and we all
You
lived-
never would know she was ever on drugs.
No. And we grew,
Same
and
with
I
your
grew up in
father.
the Chelsea Hotel, and Shirley had an apartment, and we'd hang out at her place all the time.
Up in the penthouse.
So, because you lived in the Chelsea, like after, during, around what period compared to this film?
Well, who, me or Alex?
You.
Well, when did
So
you
I was
arrive?
born in the Chelsea and left when I left home, when I went to college, and you first went there probably, what, late 60s?
No, I
Early
actually
70s?
first went there in 1966 with my
Oh my
sister
God.
Jeannie.
Oh.
I was getting away from Louis IV, whom I'd lived with for 2 years, and Jeannie was actually, I think, kicked out of her boyfriend's place. She was, would go off with somebody she met on the elevator.
So were you living in the Chelsea when you made this movie, when you made Lions Love?
No, I wasn't. I had an apartment on 83rd between Park and Madison, right down the street from the Metropolitan Museum of Art, which was great. And Pierre and Andy was always trying to fix me up with people, constantly. And Pierre Clementi came to it was a film festival in New York, and Andy said, Pierre Clementi, Viva, Pierre Clementi. So I ended up with Pierre Clementi.
But you were just like, sure. You thought, I'll give that a try.
And how'd that go?
Yeah, how'd that go? Well, when I got to Paris, he was in Morocco, insane from LSD. He was shooting a movie with Philippe Garel, and they said, no, Viva, don't go to Morocco. He thinks he's St. John the Baptist. That's who he was playing. Either John the Baptist or Jesus Christ. I'm a little mixed up on that one. And when he came back, Alexandra's father, I was in my sister Mary Beth's apartment in Paris, and Alexandra's father came in and said, where is Pierre? And I said, he just left here. And he said, what is this? And I said, well, he made me put this little shrine together of metro tickets, wax, and a bunch of others. He said, you make him crazier than he already is. Stop, throw that away.
But so wait, you weren't with Michelle at that time?
No, that was the first time I ever saw him in my life, when he
okay.
walked into Mary Beth's apartment.
So then you got with Michelle and left Pierre?
No, Pierre, we had to...
Sorry, we can do this later if you want to.
Well, I was wondering how, to take it back to the start with Warhol and those films that you made with Warhol before Lions Love, like, how did that begin? Like, how does one become a Warhol superstar?
Oh, well, I thought Warhol was like the lowest scum on earth, according to, all the PR at the time in New York. And I didn't even go to see Chelsea Girls, which was great. I saw it later, And I had left Max's Kansas City. I was, part of the crazy New York artists, the blue chips, so-called, off. I was talking to an old friend of mine on the phone the other day. She can't even walk. She's so old. And I said, weren't they horrible, those artists that were our
So those
friends?
are like what the famous...
Like John Chamberlain, Neil Williams, Larry Poons.
And you guys would all hang out at Max's
Yeah,
Kansas
we'd all hang out there. And actually, John Chamberlain threw Johanna through the front, no, Neil Williams threw her through the front glass window once. They were awful. They were like Jackson Pollock, the
Like a
group
macho
before.
kind of...
They called them
Macho, drunk.
The heavies, didn't they?
The heavies, yeah, Andy called them the heavies. The heavy, you're going in the other room to see the heavies.
So Warhol had one table, they had another, right?
No, Warhol had a round table in the back room underneath a Dan Flavin red neon sculpture. It was 2 pieces of red neon. Right?
And you would go back and forth?
No, well, in the beginning, I was there when it opened because Mickey Ruskin was best friends with the heavies.
So how did you first get into the Warhol movie? Like your first movie?
Okay,
The Loves of Ondine?
I think it was The Loves of Ondine. Betsy Johnson had this Welcome Leo party, or Hello for Leo or something, August 20. We were all Leos, so who went to the party. So I ran into Andy again there. The last time I saw him, Gerard had accosted me and my sister Jeannie on the sidewalk. Come up to the factory, Gerard Malanga. And we said, no, we don't want anything to do with them. So the last time he accosted us, literally, I said, okay, I need $60 to pay my rent in my rent-controlled apartment near the museum. I'm going to go up and ask Andy for $60. And I did, and he said no. So when I saw him at the Betsy Johnson, then I did a movie called with Edie Sedgwick.
Chow Manhattan.
Chow Manhattan, right, because I picked up 2 kids in front of Max's, like 2 in the morning in a blizzard. I was with the daughter, this friend of mine, she said, let's get them a ride, there's no taxis. So on the way to taking them home, they asked me to be in their next movie they were shooting. And then they said, oh, you're great, you're so good, you should work with Andy. They had been working with Andy, but had had a fight with him or something and left. So I said, oh, really, Andy? And they said, yeah, you really should work with Andy. So when I saw him at Betsy's, I said, can I be in one of your movies? And he said, well, yeah, you can be in one we're shooting tomorrow if you take off your blouse. And one we're shooting next week. I said, okay, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll take off my blouse. So I went home, and this little English girl had moved in with me, Carolyn DeBendin. I won't go off into her story, which is really crazy. And Carolyn said, listen, she called me nerve ends, because I'm out here, said, listen, nerve ends, just put some bandages on your nipples like the girls do in Paris. I said, okay, good idea. So I put Band-Aids on, and I went, and what's his name, the curator of the, he was at the time the curator of the Met, down the street from me, Henry Geldzeller, he said, I don't think so, Andy. She just seems too delicate for this job. So that made me really mad. So I said, okay, I'm going to do this. So I did it and did the scene, and Ondine at the end said, oh, thank you so much. It was so great working with you. And then Paul Morrissey called me after I did one more, and he said, oh, you have to come to the factory and see this movie because you're a performing genius. How many geniuses could I be, performing? And he said, like, what, we have 10:05, 9:04, 9:03, 9:02
Come back.
So I went and saw, not Loves of Ondine, Valerie Solanas was in that movie, yeah. It was Bike Boy, and I said, oh my God, is that me? I didn't remember doing any of it. Then, I remembered nothing about it. It looked like I was looking at another person on the screen. Whereas when I see myself in Lion's Love, I say, oh my God, I can't stand it. I can't be that bad. Didn't Agnes speed up the film so that I would slow down and seem like I was stoned all the time? She must have done that. She speeded up that goddamn film, damn her.
I mean, was it really that scripted, the film? Because it doesn't feel...
It was very scripted, yeah. It was. Sorry.
No, I love that because it feels so natural.
I know, I thought you were totally improv.
No, it was all scripted. She'd make us stop and do it over again if we, improv. Except when she said, okay, improv.
I mean, obviously there's, in Nude Kitchen in this movie, you're naked a lot. You're obviously comfortable with your body, but did you ever feel like in the Warhol days kind of exploited or?
Totally, are you kidding? Yeah, totally exploited. Maybe I only felt exploited later. Who can remember back then?
Since I remember, she felt exploited.
You did? I did?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's one of your main litanies.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. Well, she never got paid. She
$20.
Yeah.
$20.
And meanwhile, Warhol was quite rich.
No, well, not only that, but Paul would say, don't stop painting, it's a dead art.
Nobody paid her.
Meanwhile, Andy was in the back room churning them out, churning them like a factory. That didn't occur to me. No, he did. He used to pay my crazy. He used to pay my rent. You know, when I got sick of it and said, okay, I'm going to join Pierre in Paris, who little did I know was in Morocco, freaking out, thinking it was John the Baptist. Andy was really, really upset, but he took me to we had travel agencies then, bought me a ticket, gave me $400, and then wrote me a letter in Rome saying, oh, we want you back. Oh, ask for money whenever you need it. Oh, Blue Movie is such a big hit. There's lines around the block in Rome. I said, Blue Movie? He promised he'd never show it. What's it doing around lines around the, what's it doing, you know, censored? What? I was so furious. But he wrote me that letter, and like every line was in a different handwriting of his, and he didn't sign it. And then I started reading in all the books. Oh, Viva threatened that if he didn't send her money, she was going to, ruin his name, or do the opposite or whatever. But it was just the opposite. He begged me to come back. So I did that Agnes Varda movie instead that I hated.
And now, feel okay about it?
Well, the last part looked okay. It looked good. I have to watch it to see what the middle is like.
The middle was good. What you missed was really good.
Oh, I'm sorry I missed it. Okay, we have 5 minutes. Got anything more to say, daughter of mine?
Does anyone have a quick question? Oh,
Yes.
Beautiful filmmaker in her own right. This is Walking Tomorrow.
I actually know Michelle, and I saw his
wow.
4-hour autobiography.
Oh yeah, the movie or something.
I've seen you being born.
Oh yeah, he filmed me being born.
Have you seen it, and what do you think of it? Have you both seen it?
My mother, no, I don't think so. She really hates Michelle.
I don't hate him.
Explain the context.
Oh, sorry.
Cindy hates him. Cindy Sherman,
That's
not
true.
me.
Yeah, my stepmother hates him. I mean, my ex-stepmother. But we're still close. I have a long row of women that I'm really close with that are all my father's exes. I love the movie very much. Yeah, really loved it. And yeah, I thought it was brilliant.
Want Michelle's
yeah.
movie of your birth?
No, it's a movie. I don't think you've seen it. It's like so my dad, trying to say in a nutshell, a video artist, so documented everything just, kind of candidly and casually with one of those, early video cameras.
Shirley told me to make him buy a video camera. Shirley.
Yep, Shirley, it was all Shirley's idea. So he videotaped my birth and everything else in his life, and he made a movie, a very long movie, editing his footage from the early days until present. It's a kind of, fictional documentary. He kind of plays himself as a character, but then it's all the footage from his life put together to kind of tell the story of his life.
Michelle actually filmed himself snorting his heroin, so it's not a secret.
No, it's not a secret. Yes.
He filmed the last, I think it's
Oh yeah, yes.
bag of,
My last bag of heroin. Yeah, Chasing the Dragon also. Yeah. My last bag of heroin, which was actually his last bag. He says, I think, or maybe.
Says.
Is there another quick question?
Yeah, we have 3:35 minutes.
Brilliant. I should mention that you should check out Alex's Instagram as a kind of Dadaist yoga iconoclast.
Yes, something like that. You'll have to look at it.
Which is,
Thank you for mentioning it.
to check it out because it's a sort of timely but also hilarious project.
Thank you. What's that? Oh, my handle? Oh, this is fun. Alex Auder, ALEXAUDER. I think that's it. Is that how you say a handle? Do I have to put any notation on it? No, I don't know what to do. No, not that. I'm like Biden. What did he say? 4509. Alex 86. I just talk about the internalized neoliberal agenda of the wellness industry.
So did you, if you were going to point people in the direction of one of your films, was there ever a film that you did like, that you were in?
I sort of like Nude Restaurant, but I could also mention my 2 novels that are on E. books, Superstar and The Baby.
Oh, yeah.
The Baby's
Yeah, amazing
about
books.
Alex. Yeah, I think maybe Nude
What about the
Restaurant.
Vendors movie?
Oh, yeah. Well,
The
what
State
about
of
it?
Things.
What about
I think
it?
that's a
No.
great movie. You don't like
do?
it?
No, I like it. I don't know. I have to see it again, you know? My tastes have changed.
Nude Restaurant?
Yeah, I like Nude Restaurant.
That's
yeah.
on YouTube. You can see that.
That's what?
Oh, it is?
YouTube,
Oh,
yeah.
great to know. It's on YouTube.
Oh, it's on YouTube. Oh, I missed your British accents there. 1-1.
Thank you so much for joining us, because I know you didn't want to.
No, I never wanted to do anything. It's not you. I never wanted to go anywhere. You know, the last movie somebody just asked me to make, I finally read the description, said, I'm calling her Viva. I called my brother, the lawyer. I said, write a threatening letter. Make the desert rat, wrinkled up skin caked with mud, long stringy hair, living in a junk-filled trailer. And when I read that, I called my lawyer brother immediately. Gotta remind myself to ask him if he sent the letter.
She's the eldest of 9, and her other brother has offered to do the final deed when she's ready to go.
The doctor brother's gonna, you know, kill me and Mary Beth. We asked him to.
On that
That's not
note,
for a while.
thank you so much. For
Thank you.